to our solution. And basically, with this one, we're gonna wanna add 1 part of the eggshells, toasted eggshells, to 10 parts water, or sorry, 10 parts vinegar. And we're gonna put a breathable lid on it, and we're gonna wanna stir and agitate it each day. So each day, open it up, stir it around, put your love and intention into it, agitate it, and then it will be done. And basically, you can save a little bit of eggshells left over after the week, because what we're seeing now is they're kind of like floating around like a lava lamp, and that will continue to happen for about 7 days. Typically after 7 days, it won't be doing this anymore. If you have a little extra eggshell, you could save some of the toasted eggshell for after the 7 days. You drop it in here, and if there's no more bubbles, then you've dissolved the vinegar has dissolved all the calcium that could possibly be dissolved. If you add more and it keeps going, then you have more work to do. But yeah, this will go for about a week, stored in a cool, kind of dry place out of direct sunlight. Put a breathable lid on it. I'm probably gonna wait to put any kind of lid on it to see if for this to go down a little bit. But basically, I would just put this on and seal it, and then label it.
Labels the important part.
So yeah, so that's the water-soluble calcium. On the sheet, there's the solution where it says water-soluble calcium phosphorus. That's the WCP right here. It's a similar process where you char bones. You char weight-bearing animal dry bones, and then you crush them up, and you add 1 part charred bone to 10 parts vinegar, kind of like this.
How do you char it?
You burn it.
Okay, just in a fire.
Burn it, yeah. And we kind of made the mistake of pouring too much. Like honestly, I should have probably let it, sit a little bit longer before adding that second bit, because now it's overflowing. But it will stop, and we can clean it up, and it's not that big of a deal. But yeah. But just so you know, really wait until you add that extra bit, because it will keep kind of bubbling for a while.
We had that class Master Cho had, and it overflowed, and it was like a trash barrel full of that toxic stuff.
Really?
It was crazy. During a class. From Korea, and it was a different kind of solution to use.
Oh, wow.
Because American has a different sort of sulfur.
Oh, the sulfur.
Do you use this before you choose fruit?
Yeah, you're gonna do this to like kind of enhance the fruiting, and ideally you want to be applying the nutrients like before they fruit, but you're gonna want to apply this while they're fruiting too. So like if you have a tree that's like never fruited before, and you know that like, oh, it's gonna be fruiting soon because it just shut out flowers, and we know that the flowers are gonna turn into fruits in a few weeks, you definitely would want to apply this to enhance the ripening. But just like with any solution, like you kind of want to predate it a little bit. Like if you know that you're going to be flowering soon, then you want to add the water-soluble calcium phosphorus, which is with the charred bones. Same thing, charred bones, 10 to 1, 1 part charred bones down here, crushed up, 10 parts vinegar. It will react. It will not be as bubbly as this at all. It will never. I don't think it will ever really get like this, but
So do you spray the base of the tree or spray the whole?
Pretty much both. Foliar feed all around like the top of the canopy. Really try to get the undersides of the leaves, because that's where they absorb most of their nutrients, and then around the drip lines of the trees, which are around the outer edges of where the branches kind of go towards. Underneath, that's kind of like that zone. So you can do the water-soluble calcium, phosphorus.
Did you say you got them both before the flower?
I do the water-soluble calcium, phosphorus before flowering, and then the calcium before fruiting. But and while they're doing it too. But I really add the water soluble calcium phosphorus every time to spray now, just because in Puna it rains so much and it's really high in nitrogen, and a lot of our calcium and a lot of our phosphorus washes away. So it's something that you could really honestly include with the food, the stimulant, and the medicine, and the water soluble calcium phosphorus, which is kind of like structure and flowering. Like it helps plants like shoot out and branch out and become like wider and more kind of dominant in a sense. You can apply those all. Oops. You can apply those all the time.
Good catch.
Yeah, it's a little slippery. So I can pass this one around. This one's an interesting one. If you've ever had like fish amino acids or fish emulsion, this is a fish amino acid. It's
Is it fermented? It better be fermented. He's eating it.
I can pass this around. I just had like I think I had something else in my mouth, but
Do you smell it maybe?
it doesn't smell bad. It just has
No, I
this.
mean, don't taste it, just smell it.
Yeah, you can, I guess you can smell it, but you could taste it if you want to. I tasted it, but that's the fish amino acid. It smells like a sweet fish sauce. It tastes like a sweet fish sauce. I think I just need to, yeah.
Have you cooked with that?
Mhm. With like, yeah, you can kind of cook with it. Different rice, like rice or stir fry dishes.
What is it made from?
It's made from fish waste and
Okay.
sugar. So you can go to Suisan and drop off a 5-gallon bucket, and for like a few bucks, like $5, $6, they'll fill it up for you.
Thank you.
And you basically like layer it like a cake. Like you put a layer of sugar, like a 1/2 inch, and then a layer of fish, a layer of sugar, a layer of fish, and then finish it with a layer of sugar. And fill that 2/3 of the way full and put it in a seal, like a food grade kind of 5-gallon bucket, and seal it and let it sit for 6 months. And after 6 months, it will look like that.
It won't explode.
Do you want explode? What do you mean?
I mean, the
No way.
will pressure build up and open
Oh,
the
no,
top.
no. Yeah, after 6 months, it will turn into like kind of that sweet. You know what I think it
You're
might
supposed to
be?
look at it and check it after like
Six-
how long?
6 months.
No, but I ended up like 3 months or something to make sure it's sunk or something.
Oh, so you can actually check it within like the 48 hours, and you can go in the room and you can see if it smells. Like if it smells rancid, like that smells sweet, right? It doesn't smell like rotted fish. It will, like, your nose knows. It's the best teacher. So if there's flies and it smells bad after 48 hours of you doing that, then add more sugar, clean it up, like seal it more properly, and just add more sugar. If after 48 hours, if there's no smell, let it go for 6 months, and then that's what you'll end up after.
So somebody said sink it with a rock and then take
You can sink it with a rock too. A rock. So that's
Are the layers equal? Like also like a thin layer of fish too?
um
Layer of fish.
about a 1/2 inch. At least a sugar.
So what do you ask for at the fish store?
You drop off a 5-gallon bucket, you write your name on it, and you say, "Can you fill this up with fish waste?" And they'll fill it up for you. The next day you come back and you pay them, and you have a whole 5-gallon bucket full of fish.
That's
That
Suisan?
5-gallon bucket can make you at least 2 5-gallon buckets of
Okay.
of this. You'll probably need at
Mm.
least 50 pounds of sugar. You can get 50-pound bags at.
Kilo rice with.
You can have them at Gila Rice Mill. You can also get them at HFM. They went up. At HFM, they went up 20% this year.
I was wondering on when you spray with the vinegar and calcium, what's the ratio of water that you add to dilute it?
One to 1,000.
It's on the sheet.
Yeah. So these are like homeopathic things. These are the concentrates, right? 1 to 1,000. So that's 4 milliliters per gallon. So that's about a 1/2 cup per 30 gallons. About.
Very, very dilute.
Oh, thank you. That would take me way longer. So, thank you. We got our egg yolks separated. Who's hungry? Who didn't eat breakfast? I'll make you guys some breakfast right now. Voila. So we got the egg yolks, the egg whites you can save for later if you're a fan of them.
To make meringue.
Meringue. Anything you want. I did have this right here. So you start on like medium heat, I'd say, and then you go to high heat. But it's just like anyone who can cook eggs, anyone who can burn eggs can make that. So we're just kind of cooking, mixing.
Just the yolk. Okay.
And it doesn't really get exciting until they start to grill.